I can't believe I'm actually making this video. There are actually people out there who justify the existence of this card, Max C. I think anyone who's competent and actually knows how to play Yu-Gi-Oh on a slightly above average level understands why this card is a problem and why it's awful. Before you run away and get mad and, you know, start typing up your thing, oh, I'm somebody who likes Max C. Are you saying that I suck at Yu-Gi-Oh? Yes. Yes. For some reason, the thought process of everyone who defends Max C, who's probably in bronze rank in Master Duel and who's scratching and clawing, trying to reach silver rank one day, they all have the same argument. Just stop special summoning. Oh, just don't play into it. Only people who want to make giant combos that last 10 minutes, they're the only ones who hate Max C. You're dumb. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. Anytime I mention this on Twitter, I see the same thing. And even when it has nothing to do with me, sometimes I'll see somebody else. Like I saw Josh talking about how Maxi is awful, and then somebody just comments, oh, what if you stop spamming your summons? Are you dumb? For those who want to stick around for this thought exercise, then how about I just break this down for you as I would explain to, I don't know, a 4-year-old or a guinea pig or a dumbass. Okay, so you think the person who hates Maxi is the guy who's like, oh, I special summon this and then I link summon this and that adds this to the hand so I can special summon this and then I special blah, 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 blah. You think that that's the guy who hates Maxi, okay? That's the intended job of Maxi, is to prevent, you know, combos from being ridiculous. Sure. Okay, now let's do this tiny little thought exercise where, let's say, player A, who is going first, does very long combo, lasts for 5 minutes. I'm going second. I'm like, every little move, I'm thinking how I can break this board. Okay, there's an interruption in the graveyard. Okay, he added this hand trap to his hand. He has a negate on the field, etc., etc. I'm sitting here for the 7 minutes waiting for this combo to finish. And then when it finally finishes, it passes back to my turn. And now, although it may be very difficult to break this board with all of these interruptions, I might be able to do it. I think I have a way to do it. I can bait this out with this. And then that guy, player A, the one who just did that giant combo, right when he passes it over to me, what does he discard from his hand? Max C. So now is Max C really hurting the player that's trying to combo really hard? No, it's just this RNG, like whoever has it at the beginning of the game is at a severe advantage because they can either make sure that they're getting rid of an interruption from the opponent, or the opponent literally just cannot play. Or let's look at it from the other side of the spectrum. Let's say I am going first, okay, and I do have a combo that I can do, but my opponent has Max C, and I didn't win the Max C mini game because I don't have Ash Blossom, Called by the Grave, or whatever interruption, because you have to play a mandatory 9 cards almost that can counteract Max C. But I didn't, you know, win the RNG die roll of having the right card in my hand to deal with Max C. So I'm in a position where I can either set up a minimal board, but probably bare minimum give him 2 cards, but then my board isn't going to be really anything impressive at all for my opponent to beat. I could not summon at all, or maybe just normal summon and effectively do nothing. I could just set a card. Guess what, gamer? We're in 2025. That motherfucker is going to steamroll me, okay? If I don't do anything, and if I do bare minimum things, then they're gonna at least get, like, even if I just do 3 special summons, okay? Which is not a lot in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Then I can create a maybe mid board, but I just let my opponent resolve Graceful Charity, except they didn't have to discard 2 cards, they just pick up 3. Graceful Charity and Pot of Greed is banned, by the way. But Max C is those cards times potentially infinity. We all agree, Pot of Greed, yes, that should be banned. Or Graceful, yes, that should be banned. But then there's people out there, oh, Maxi, don't ban that. You just like to combo a lot. No, you're just dumb. And your little noodle brain can only comprehend one scenario where it stops like this guy from comboing a lot. We get it, you're hurt. You're hurt, your opponent did a super heavy samurai combo against you. It lasted a long time. And now you're mad at them. And then that one time that your Maxi resolved, you had a chance to beat them. You had a chance to beat their board. And that made you feel like Maxi was valid because of that one scenario. But let's open your little dumbass horizons and let's think about other scenarios where the guy who just comboed for 500 minutes against you passes it back to you. You can barely beat this board already, but then he activates Max C, so you have to beat that board while he's steadily drawing more hand traps to stop you from beating the board in the first place. In a best of one scenario in Master Duel. I don't even play Master Duel barely anymore, specifically because of Max C. And no, any magical Konami representative who's seeing this, no, I don't hate Master. Oh, you're talking trash about Master Duel. No, I'm not. Why would I grind all the way to the highest rank Master 1 using Blue Eyes in a Malice format if I didn't like the game? I love Master Duel. However, I'm talking trash about this one specific card that for some god-awful reason still exists, with all 3 of the Molcharmies already added into the game. And this is just for those who don't really keep up with Yu-Gi-Oh, who so far have no idea what I'm talking about. You're just kind of like watching me yap. Hi, thanks for stopping by. But the Molcharmies, the way I like to see it is like they took the evil of Max C up here, and then they split its special power into 3 different cards. Instead of Max C being an all-encompassing card that if you special summon at all anywhere, which every summon is a special summon in Yu-Gi-Oh damn near, other than like the rare except, oh, just play Fuwanderies. Oh yeah, and just lose. Max C, from anywhere you special summon, you're getting a card. Boom, that branched into Molcharmy Fuolos, and then you have Molcharmy Perulia, and you have Molcharmy Meowls. Meowls being, oh, if you special summon from your graveyard or your banish zone, then I get to draw cards. Perulia being, oh, if you summon from your hand, then I get to draw cards. And Fuolos being, oh, if you summon from your deck or extra deck, I get to draw cards. So you have those, but then you have Max C at the top that does all of those things with no restrictions. I didn't even mention all of the Molcharmies. They have a restriction. You can't activate them if you have cards on the field. Basically fixing the scenario that I mentioned earlier where like the guy makes a huge crazy board, passes it to you, then uses Max C. You can't do those with the Charmies because guess what? It makes sense that you can't do that with the Charmies. Also, it rarely happens, but if you draw too many cards, if you have way more cards in your hand than the person does on the field, then you actually randomly have to put cards back into your deck with the Molcharmies. Basically, they took Max C and made all these Molcharmies to make a fair version of Max C, but never got rid of Max C! Why would you make the fair version of Max C? Split up its abilities. Make all of these cards just to keep Max C in the game. Oh, we're just slowly phasing it out. Stop doing it slowly! Just get rid of it! Let me just take a breath. Let me take a breath. The only type of summoning that Molcharmies can't cover is like a trap monster or a monster that's being special summoned from the spell trap zone. There's no Molcharmy for that, but guess what? Max C still has that. So we actually need 4 Molcharmies if we want to encompass everything that this one Max C can do. But you think that's fair. This is just one of those classic cases of, with all due respect, or if you take offense or disrespect, I don't care. You can just be wrong and feel disrespected because you're wrong and dumb. But this is one of those classic cases of anyone who understands Yu-Gi-Oh at a fundamental level beyond just like, I can stop this combo with this card and it will get me free wins sometimes. Anyone who's slightly beyond coherent, who, if there was an actual Duel Academy, anybody who's an actual passing student of this hypothetical school would understand why Max C is a problem. But you have the equivalent of the guy who like hangs out on the side of the school smoking crack, thinking that he can educate the people who are actually attending the Duel Academy class. Again, it's almost embarrassing that I have to make this video, but there's just so many of like these random stray arguments and just like these random people who think they're making a good point when they mention like, oh, but Max C does this. No, the fact of the matter is it's legal in the OCG, and Master Duel is this weird hybrid between OCG and TCG with a slight preference to OCG because of the fact I'm pretty sure the revenue from the OCG is actually, in TCG makes a lot of money. I'm pretty sure OCG is making a lot more money. So yeah, and obviously Yu-Gi-Oh is Japan based and OCG being the Japan-based game, there's probably a little bias and favoritism towards the OCG when it comes to Master Duel over the TCG side. But as somebody who has been playing a lot of TCG lately, I'm not gonna lie, it's been super refreshing to never have to deal with Max C and to have every game actually feel back and forth and fun, and there's no just like, sure, there are still some blowout cards, but there's not just like this one card that the whole entire meta revolves around. And as somebody who loves Master Duel got me back into Yu-Gi-Oh in the first place, I have not been able to really play. I've just really been coming up with different decks and concepts, and you know, got top 8 at my regional, and I've just been playing a lot of TCG and coming up with TCG decks and stuff like that, because right now, I don't think Master Duel's in a great place. I just don't. And I want it to be. I love Master Duel, don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying banning Max C would solve all of the problems, but it does solve a whole bunch, because this card is an abomination. And I mentioned OCG before, but I didn't really tap into the fact that there's a bunch of OCG players who have on the record said they also don't like Max C. They are jealous of the fact that Max C is banned in the TCG and they still have to deal with it in real life. Now, are there some people in OCG who like Max C? I'm sure, just like there's some nincompoops in TCG or Master Duel who swear by Max C. And all it really is they want to be able to just close their eyes, send one card away, and win the game off of that. And like, oh, if your opponent doesn't have Called by the Grave or Ash Blossom, then they just lose, or Crossout Designator, or Droll. Droll's the funny, like, and that's the funnier part, bro. They say, oh, you just don't know how to, oh, just get good. Oh, you don't know how to counter it. Like, I know all the counters to Max C, but if you think that it's a healthy meta when you have to main deck like 10 cards to deal with one card that can essentially win any game, then like I said, you're not even worth the conversation. But here I am having this conversation anyway. I just wanted to rant about this because I see this a lot, and it's been driving me crazy. If you're out there in the mean streets of the internet social medias and you get into an argument about Max C, just send them this video, and hopefully this breaks it down to those nincompoops who are on the side of Duel Academy in crack. Maybe they'll get a little educated. Maybe they showed up to this Duel Academy class and walked away with a little nugget or two of information. Anyway, that's all. Goodbye, cockroaches.